Big Reds score one in the first. Flying Eagles get it right back in the second. Grounder to second base gets the job done. Tie game. To the third, Krista Durkin continues her great year with a clutch two-ribby single. That scores Bryn Fry and Kendall Kimes. Big Reds back in the lead. Woodrow cuts into that here. Marley Stoneback splits the right center gap to make it a one-run ball game. Let's go to the bottom of the fourth. Ella Collins gonna fit one through the infield gap right here. Addie Cameron will score, make it 4-2. PHS. And things were quiet until the top of the seventh. All of a sudden, lead still 4-2 until Alicia Reinhart lofts a sac fly to right. Kimes to throw, will not get the runner. Now 4-3. More trouble for Parkersburg. Hadley Riot to the fence in right center. That ties it up. Man, out of nowhere. And they'd push across the go-ahead run, then tack on one more. Casey Fraley to left center this time. Woodrow Wilson goes up 6-4 in the final inning. PHS will put runners on first and second in the home half, but Carly Fraley gets the pop-up to end it and stun the Big Reds.